Ladies and gentlemen, you guys showed some really nice support on the last video, so I thought why not make another one. I know we're gonna still be posting GS and all that good stuff, so don't worry if you're one of my GS peeps, but you also like Illusion Connect. That ain't going nowhere, never will. But that's besides the point. Today, we're gonna be beating one of the hardest game modes in the entire game. I'm gonna show you how to beat Illusion Corridor somewhat consistently. I'm putting a somewhat on here because it is kind of RNG based, at least currently in the beginning, because everybody's starting out, everybody's new, and a lot of people are pretty much bare minimum on a lot of their characters. But I do know this game mode is a game mode that a lot of people at least want to get as far as they can in. I personally think that if you can't beat the boss, you should at least try to get to level 8. So first and foremost, let's look at what this is, okay? This mode is different than any other mode in the game because every single unit has set attack, defense, and HP attributes. They can gain attributes within the Illusion Corridor by you fusing in characters. I'll show you that in just a second. Also, whenever we load in, we'll be choosing a random leader. It's going to be 3 random leaders and we get to pick one. Also, after clearing every single stage, we'll be able to select 1 out of 3 buffs, and we'll be able to choose between 3 different partners for joining us after we clear every single stage. You only get 1 attempt of this after you do it the first 3 times every single day. Of course, you could wait until you have 3 attempts left because you see we have 1 out of 3 right now. It gives you 1 attempt after every reset, but of course, whenever it does give you that attempt, you want to make sure that you're getting the most value. Hopefully with this video, I can at least tell you guys a pretty consistent way of doing it, because this really comes down to the RNG you get with the buffs and the units that you are able to pick after each round. Hold up real quick, this is your boy Future OP, and I want to mention this that I didn't talk about in this video because I kind of already assumed that most people watching it would have an understanding of why you want to do Illusion Corridor. But the reason why you want to do Illusion Corridor, it's extremely difficult, it's very daunting. It gives you 2 of the biggest things in this game that can increase your power for your characters: character fragments and equipment. So throughout this guide, I'm mainly trying to complete it, and I'm personally going for the characters that I want fragments for. You'll see that throughout the video and throughout the gameplay and all that. As for you, you should do the same, but for whatever you want to go for. So if you want to prioritize Yuffie, then make sure you are going for Yuffie and going for those copies in the game. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll explain it in just a second in the video. But just make sure that whenever you're doing this game mode, you are getting fragments for the people that you want to get them for. If you're not getting the fragments for who you want to get them for, then you're practically wasting your runs by just trying to complete it because you're not getting the full amount of resources that you really should be trying to obtain through this game. 3 leaders, and you get to pick one. We got the Soul Reaper, the Nightmare Hunter, and the Light Paladin. This depends on what your general lineup cost is going to be, I think, in order to pick the best. So if we actually look at the Soul Reaper, we can click View Details, and you'll be able to see everything that he does. As you can see here, deploy at least 5 AoE sorcerers. We're not going to be doing that. If you have each class except sorcerer has only 1 partner in the team, you get increased attack and crit. So this is all about sorcerers and everything. So if you're going mainly a sorcerer's comp, this wouldn't be bad. Personally, in my opinion, depending on what you're doing, I think the best leaders from just my experience, base leader you get in the very beginning of the game, I think he's called the Sakura Swordsman. The Nightmare Hunter is good if you're using a lineup of mostly low cost units, or the Light Paladin. Now, as for the units you set, it's completely up to you what you want to put on your team. As for me, I just go with what's strongest that I know strongest. So I'm going to put our Kiara, our Baroness, our Seiya, our Pan, our Finabeth, Phoebe, and our Anne, Rikia, Nicola, Jasmine. So here's our first combatant in round 1. And you see this fusion mechanic, we're going to talk about this in a second. You see the buffs mechanic, we're going to talk about all that in a second. We're just going to go beat the boss first. Now, as for some general tips, I do want to say that knowing the class counters is going to be very beneficial. Like this right here, knowing that Guardians counter attack counter sorcerer, knowing that triangle is going to be really, really good for you. Because later on, that's going to be important to killing some people right off the bat. It's going to scale up in difficulty very quickly, and if you don't have the right buffs or you don't have the right units countering people, you're probably just going to die. Also, using Pan is amazing because she almost one-shots most bosses. So if you have Pan, I definitely recommend it. If you have an open lane, just put Pan down and just deal as much damage as you can with her skill to the boss. Okay, now we have our first 3 buffs. All these are really good. All these are notable. Panic is solid, Crusher is solid, and Entrench is solid. Personally, what I like going is Entrench just because it's more block rate and blocking is going to be really important to us later on in this game mode, because us being able to block damage and reduce it is almost vital to us surviving. Also, with our SSRs here, you can see that we are able to pick one of these characters, and you can use these characters. By the way, one of the best pickups that you can do is Maki. She is insane, one of the best pickups that you can get for this entire game. As for SRs, I think it's more so just whatever you are currently trying to fragment in the game mode. So you can just pick whoever. As for me, you see I have none of these units on my team, so I'm not really worrying about getting fragments for them, and we're just gonna pick that. And as you can see here, look, we got Pan and Diamond. Now here's one that I'm kind of very torn between, because I'm currently trying to obtain Diamond if possible. So we're gonna pick Diamond instead of Pan. Like I said, the reason why I'm doing that, because I want to get fragments for Diamond, because I'm trying to actually obtain her through this game. So we're gonna take off Jasmine, we're gonna put on Diamond, and then now here's where the fusion mechanic comes into play. If we click fusion and we go to Diamond and we click on Jasmine and Chio, you see that it increases this. If we get this to 100%, we are able to obtain fragments for these characters. Now, let me just say this. You can 100% a unit multiple times in one single go of Illusion Corridor. However, you will only keep, I think, your most recent roll of this. So let's say, for example, if I get this to 100%, I'm not going to do it right now just because I don't want to waste it. If I got this to 100% on Diamond, let's say I rolled a 1 on Diamond, right? I only got 1 fragment. If I got another Diamond in the next round and I fused that Diamond into this one, so it's another 100%, and it rolls a 3, then I would no longer have to keep fusing in other Diamonds, because I have the maximum roll of fragments. You understand me? It'd be easier if I show you. Hopefully I get a dupe of Diamond so I can explain it to you a little bit better. So we could put Maki in the team. I don't think we need her right now. Depending on what we draw next, we may take off Pan from the team and put Maki in there instead, just because Maki is just stronger in most regards. Or we may take off Seiya depending on who we draw for our next turn. But as you can see, our recommended CP and our current CP is still pretty good. So, hey man, we're perfectly fine. We can keep it moving. Baroness comes through with the tentacles, and that's a kill. Yes, sir. Okay, now we got our next buffs. You see that we went for block rate, which is really good. Everything here is actually fantastic. If you're using a healer, Healing Hand is insane. Thorns is insanely good as well. Soul Drain is insane. All these are good. I'm gonna go Soul Drain because we already have some defensive buffs, so why not get some lifesteal buffs to an extent? So we're gonna go Soul Drain. The best buffs to be looking out for is anything that's increasing your AoE damage, your single target damage, your crit chance, your healing, your block rate, or your reflect rate, or reducing the enemy's rage. Those are like the best case scenario buffs. Now we got our next SSRs. Of course, you see her here, Miyuki. Miyuki is one of the best units to pick up for this game mode. As for the others, just pick whoever you want, depending on who you are fragmenting. And we can go fuse, and we can actually get Diamond, I think, all the way up to max now if we've put in this SR character, or we put in Beatrice. Oh, okay, we need the R too. But now we have Diamond at max, and you see, watch this, boom, we're gonna roll a 2. So we got 2 fragments. If I got another Diamond dupe, what I could do is I could put Diamond, let's say theoretically this is Maki, right? But let's say this is Diamond, and I could put this Diamond in there, and it would instantly enhance that Diamond to 100%. And I could try to roll for a higher fragment roll than just 2, but 2 is perfectly fine with me. I'm good with it. Also, another thing that I completely forgot that you could do if you want to is you can set your rotations. As you can see here, we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Depending on who is in these numbered slots depends on when you draw them. So if you can tell, every single round that we start, we always draw these 4: Kiara, Baroness, Pan, and Finabeth. We always draw them no matter what. So if you want to be more strategic and want to just absolutely go crazy about it, you can. Personally, I don't really care too much, but that is something you can do. Also, another thing you can do is you can click enemy lineup and you can see exactly who she has. Now, I don't know if this represents how they're going to come out. I don't think it does. It could come out in any way, shape, or form. But I will say that the main units that we want to be careful of here is, of course, Pan and Yuffie. The others aren't really that important, but since we have mostly sorcerers, it would be really good to probably put Maki in the front here, just because Maki attacks multiple times and probably almost one-shot them because she is more effective against them. And here is our next few buffs. On this one, I'm gonna be honest, we didn't get the best of stuff. Crystal Ward is okay. Reducing AoE damage taken is good because against Yuffie's, that's gonna help us out a ton. Depending on what you want to do, you can pick whatever. But of course, we already have block rate, so to an extent, we already are reducing damage. In my opinion, if you got this roll and you want to know which one was the best, I think it comes down to either Crystal Ward or Preparation. If you're using more than one healer on your team, then I think, of course, Healing Hands could be in the conversation as well. But I'm using only one healer for my team. So I think I'm going to be taking taking Crystal Ward because there's a lot of AoE units that do tons of damage. Now here we go with the next one. Ooh, we got a dupe Miyuki. We're going to use that. And we got a dupe diamond. Now here is the thing that I was talking about, where you could use this diamond and you could fuse it and see if we get a higher roll of fragments than what we did before. We also got an Anne, which we do have Anne in the lineup. We haven't used her yet, but we do have her. And we also have Rikia. Personally, I wouldn't mind getting more fragments for Rikia, because that's the whole point of the game mode, is to get fragments and equipment. So we're going to go Rikia here. As for the last time we went for, I think we went for Crystal Ward, right? The last time. This time we have Eagle Eyes and Rampart. Both of these are really good because, as you can see here, we reduce single target damage taken to allied partners by 30%. Eagle Eyes increases the crit rate of everything. What I usually go is Eagle Eyes, just for more critical chance. More damage means that we can kill bosses and kill enemies faster. So I'm going to go Eagle Eyes, and we got Maki again. So we're going to pick Maki. We're going to pick Rikia. Now, here we go. We're going to put in our Maki with our other Maki that is almost 100%. We're going to put in our Nina, so it is 150%. And boom. And then we got one Maki shard. Hopefully we get another dupe Maki so we can try to get a higher roll on that. And we're going to put down our Maki here. And our Maki may be able to clean this up. Depending on how much damage she hits for right here. If she crits. Oh, yes, sir. That's why we use her. That's why we use her. Right there. You see that? That is why we use. So we got Eagle Eyes, Panic, and Psych. Psych is insanely good, means that we can use our skills for more. So we're going to put on the Psych. And as you can see, we got some characters. Now, depending on what you want to do, who you want to max out first, you can go for whoever. Personally, I really want to max out Baroness because it's one of my favorites. So I'm going to go Baroness. I'm going to go, we have a Miyuki. Now, here's something that I want to show you that you can do. If you're not for sure how many fragments you have on the Miyuki yet, you can go to lineup and you can go to Miyuki herself, and you see she's not maxed. So you're like, oh snap, she's not maxed. Guess what? You click the back arrow, you go back to it. That's something you can do to make sure that you're not overlapping something that you already have. So we're gonna get Miyuki, and we're gonna pick up why not another Pola. And we're on round 6 now. So we're gonna fuse, and we're going to fuse our Baroness into our other Baroness. We're gonna do that. Boom, our Baroness goes up in attack and defense and HP. And then we're gonna put our Miyuki onto our other one, and we're gonna put in our Polas. And then boom, Miyuki is at max, and we got one Miyuki shard. And then here we go with our last set of stuff. Now, I don't think buffs stack in this game, so there's no reason to get extra psychic or evil. I think Panic is really good. It's gonna be a really good pickup for us. So why? Can we do it? Miyuki coming through with the big boy hit, and yes sir. We got an SR and some other gold and stuff like that, and we got another. Ooh, we got a Yuffie. We're on the boss now. So what we could do is we could take off our Finabeth and put on our Yuffie. This is how much I value this unit for this game mode, that I will absolutely fuse everything into her and try to make her as strong as possible. Yeah, we're gonna need her. We're gonna need her no matter what. We're definitely gonna need her, so we need this extra stats and everything. But like I said, this is kind of a 50-50 fight, more so like 60-40, like you being the 40%, because, hey man, this is a fight that is very, very difficult. Pretty good. We could put down Miyuki, but personally, I'm a little bit, I'm kind of hard-headed, so we're going to put down our Baroness. I deal some good damage, and we got our Kiara dying instantaneously, and the servers are loading, so I actually cannot switch or put in any more characters. You see that I'm trying to at the moment, and I actually can't. So if my units die, it's not my fault at the moment. If I lose this time, this is just, bro. Okay, I'm practically dead at this point because the server's just messed up. Hopefully that won't happen to you and you'll be perfectly fine, so you're not loading the entire time. It's not my connection either, it's just the servers. And yeah, we're probably dead here. Even I put Baroness out in front. We took way too much damage. I couldn't place any units, so we're probably dead, unfortunately. That sucks. But we're going to put down Rikia, see if we can save this run at all. Try to silence and stun some people. We actually stunned the boss. That is huge. If we can get off our 30,000 heat. I'm starting to wish I still have Finabeth. Okay, we're going to put down Anne here just because with more damage resist and more block, maybe that will be enough to help us out a little bit. But we lost our Rikia. We're about to lose our Diamond as well. We're going to put down our Maki, see if we can deal some deeps, get some counter damage going. Oh, dude, I wish he would have attacked again. Is that death? Oh my goodness, that may be death for all of us. We're going to put down Yuffie here, just see how much damage we can deal. Unfortunately, with that one single mess up on the server side, we may not be able to win this. So Yuffie's going through again with the AoE damage. That's still good damage though. I'm not even going to front. And we're getting server issues again. Are you serious? Okay, we're actually doing pretty decent deeps. If I can get, oh dude, I really wish my block would have went off right there because now it's wide open for the lads. Because unless everything crits right here. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait, boys, no. Boys, no, she's gonna kill me, no! We did get extremely far. Of course, the best case scenario would be for you to win in level 9. Some stuff that would have helped us out a lot more in that fight. The buffs that we got were okay. Personally, there was one buff that we didn't get that I really wish we did, which is whenever we attack, anytime our units attack, we reduce the enemy's rage by 200. That's really good because, of course, that means that they can't use their skills as much. That is one of the best pickups. If you see that perk, make sure you pick it up. As for the units that I picked up were probably like the most notable that you could do. But guys, that is how you beat Illusion Core. Hopefully you guys can beat it, or at least get further than what you originally could. But guys, thank you all for coming out. It's been your bro P. And last but not least, man, don't forget to drink water.